All right, welcome one and all to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I am your host, John, and if you could kindly hit that like and subscribe button, it means a lot to us. And usually in the beginning of September, we're just waiting for football. We're all just kind of like in hibernation, pause mode, It's like the Matrix. Everything's really in slow-mo. But boy, as we look forward to the beginning of the NFL season, thank you, Lord. We got literally one of the biggest sports stories of the year. Pablo Torre, a true journalist in every sense of the word, very underrated. Obviously, he did some groundbreaking work in uncovering the collusion ruling by the NFL. Him and Mike Florio, truly, truly great journalist. And he uncovered, with amazing documentation, the Clippers' attempt, seemingly, to circumvent the salary cap and acquire Kawhi Leonard in 2019. And we have to understand who the Clippers are. They have the richest owner of all of sports. I believe the fifth or sixth richest man in the world. And at about 175 billion. Money is no object to him. And I have seen him on interviews talking about going from the Microsoft culture to the NBA, where he has to deal with unions, he has to deal with people, he has to deal with other owners. At Microsoft, he pretty much was a monarchy of one. And obviously, he's a very successful businessman. He's a very, very astute human being. And a salary cap's a big problem for him. How do you get Kawhi Leonard after he's won a title with Toronto? Toronto is trying to get him to come back, run it back. The Lakers, who have all the prestige, all the cachet in the world, street cred, are trying to get him, and they basically could pay the same money as the Clippers. How did the Clippers get him? Well, it seems like through a company called Aspiration, he got $28 million on the back deal. I'm not going to go into all the minutia. If you want, listen to the Pablo Torre podcast. David Sampson was on there. I thought they did a really good job. The beginning was slow. I mean, I was like, oh my God, he keeps talking about 3,000 pages. And Jesus, man, can we at least get something to get my teeth into it? And he did get there. And he did some incredible journalism for over 7-8 months. He actually broached this story in 2019, but the NBA looked into it, said nothing to see here. And we saw the same thing with the NFL. If you remember back in the day with Ray Rice, they actually adjudicated it. I think he got a 2-game suspension. And then the video came out and they were like, oh, and that was the end of Ray Rice's career, right? And we think about these multi-billion-dollar corporations, which are the NBA and the NFL, and we think they are very, very well funded. They can have the best investigators, the best security people, but really we start to wonder, are they really trying to find what's going on? And let's call it what it is. This is off the rails. I bought into the bullshit. I straight did, right? So over the last couple of years, we've seen several prominent players take significantly less. The most outstanding is Jalen Brunson. He took $100 million less to, quote unquote, help the Knicks out. Okay? So that they could have salary cap flexibility, so that they could sign other players, Mikal Bridges, Townsend, Towns, all these other guys. Right. So let's call it what it is. The NBA is a macho league. It's a star-driven league. How do you determine who the star is? I'll tell you how you tell you who the star is. It's the damn paycheck. It's how much money do you make. In any job, all the prestige, all the power goes to the person making the most money. This isn't the office where Michael makes less than Daryl in the warehouse. Doesn't happen in the real world. In the NBA, that hierarchy, it all starts with how much do I make? Why do you think LeBron has never taken a discount? He wants max money. He deserves max money. I'm not arguing that. But I did buy into it. I listened to the Bill Simmons, and I'm not saying Bill does a lot of great things. He is not a journalist. He is not Pablo Torre, but he is he is probably the GOAT on basketball, just what goes on. If you take the Celtics out of it, or somebody that are affected by the Celtics, he really knows his stuff. There's no doubt. And I did buy in over the years of, oh, well, White for the Celtics took less than he could because he wanted to help the culture. Now I'm starting to rethink that. I mean, we live in a world with crypto. You could take a secret wallet, put 100 million goddamn dollars in there, and nobody is the wiser. I mean, really, it is untraceable. And now that they're going to have to, quote unquote, really supposedly investigate the Clippers, because the documentation I saw on the podcast seemed to be amazing. He really connected the dots here, okay? What about the Knicks? Let's talk about a couple other players. Sengun from the Rockets. He took $40 million less to extend with the Rockets. Now, people at the time, and I was one of them, said, well, he wants the security. Did he really? Really, what was going to be the issue? Even if he had a knee injury, he was going to get a max contract next year. So, my point is this much more prolific than we think? And this is going on in the perimeters and in the dark alleys that is known as NBA contracts. Now, why the players aren't going to say anything? Because it gives them more money. The teams, they're just trying to be competitive. Maybe this is just the dark alley that the NBA lives in. And I think Adam Silver is the greatest commissioner in all of sports currently. But how much incentive does he have to really dig in here? He is going after, rightfully, people who employ him who decide how much his next contract is going to be worth. James Dolan has a lot of power. Steve Ballmer is the golden boy of owners. He's the richest. He's the most flamboyant. He is the most passionate, it seems. Chet Holmgren. He took a little less to stay at Oklahoma City. Now, the narrative is, he's part of the boys or whatever. Let's just put this back in a second. And look, I'm as guilty as anybody. I believed in this whole team building. And the argument always is, well, he's getting $50 million a year. Does he really need 58? Well, let me ask you something. And I understand it's money we really can't even comprehend. But if you're at a job and you really like everybody, and you have you make $30 an hour, but all of a sudden the guy down the street offers you 36, what are you going to do? More than likely, you're going to take the money. You're going to. And in the NBA, all prestige, all creed comes from how much money do you earn. I remember when Alex Caruso was on the Lakers, and he was basically just above the minimum. That guy was a scrapper. That guy was one of the leaders of that team. And that's a team with Anthony Davis and LeBron on it. And nobody gave a crap about him. He was just the spunky white guy. Well, now we've seen over time, as he made his way to Chicago, now he's in Oklahoma City as an NBA champion. The money didn't define him, but now you want the money. Also, Jaren Jackson. Now, he signed a contract with Memphis in 2022 for significantly less than he could have got on the open market. My point is, it was a jarring report that I saw and heard from Pablo Torre is, I'm not buying all the bullshit anymore. Like, where's the side deals? What's going on? And then again, is this going on in the other three leagues? I don't really think it's going in on baseball because they don't have a salary cap. You have owners like Steve Cohen of the Mets. He don't care. I'll just sign you. I don't think the NBA really wants to come up with an answer here. I think they're gonna crack down on the Clippers, and then we're gonna go back to business as usual. Because I do not think on any level Adam Silver, who I totally respect, is going to risk his job and his livelihood by going after the two most popular owners in sports, Steve Ballmer and James Dolan. And we know James Dolan is a vengeful human being. Just saying. I'm just saying. All right. Let's talk about some tennis. Watch Jannik Sinner. Oh my gosh. That guy just hits the ball so damn hard. I feel bad for that tennis ball. The way that guy, 10 feet from behind the baseline, hits straight out winners. This guy, oh, God, good luck. Good luck, Alcaraz, Jokovic. Hey, I'm telling you, this guy, I remember back in the day, Andre Agassi used to be just a weapon. And we've seen other monsters from the baseline. But even somebody like Nadal was more just relentless. He definitely had power. He definitely had heavy topspin. This guy, there's not really a lot of topspin. It is just straight out effing power. It literally reminds me of Andre Agassi, another level up. And Andre Agassi, him and Jokovic hit the heaviest ground strokes, the flattest ground strokes I've ever seen. This guy is on another level. I mean, good luck to Alcaraz trying to stop this train. Because Alcaraz is the only guy in the tournament who could stop it. All right. We will tell you on Friday how that all went down. They are predicting rain in New York on Friday in the men's semifinals. And let's get to some baseball for Wednesday, September 3rd. The Nationals beat the Marlins 10-5 in a game nobody gives a crap about. The Tigers finally got a win. They beat the Mets 6-2. Like I said, if it isn't Skubal or Mize, they got a big problem, and Mize got the win 13-5. The Diamondbacks beat the Rangers 2-0. Zach Gallen allowed 0 runs, 2 hits. Leiter pitched a really hell of a good game, just didn't quite get there. The Diamondbacks take 2 of 3 from the Rangers. Orioles beat the Padres 7-5. Dodgers lose the series to the Pirates. They lost 3-0. Shohei Ohtani got scratched at the last minute. We will see what's going on with his health. The Blue Jays beat the Reds 13-9. Of course, as I tell you, the Reds are going to make a run for the playoffs. They now are at 500. Good call, John. Good call. The Guardians beat the Red Sox 8-1. Cantillo gets the win. Mariners lose again. They are in literally a free fall. They're like my blockbuster stock. 9-4 to the Rays they lost. Hauser gets the win for the Rays. He's 9-4, 3.0 ERA. Angels win the series in the first 2 games against the Royals, 4-3. And the Braves, I don't know what's wrong with the Braves, but there's something seriously wrong. But today they came out on top 5-1 against the Cubs. Elder gets the win for them. The White Sox win again. They win 4-3 over the Twins, and the Twins are just pathetic. They're 15 games under 500. They traded away 38% of their starting 25 at the trade deadline. I just don't know what the hope is. I really have always admired the Twins organization, but man, it seems like they put up the white flag this year. The Brewers got back on the winning track, beat the Phillies 6-3. Quintana 11-5, 3.17 ERA. The Cardinals beat the Athletics 5-1. Astros barely held off the Yankees 8-7. King gets the win there. And finally, the Giants beat the Rockies because we are going to see how long the Rockies can hold at 39 games. They're 39-101. They've got 22 games to get 3 wins. What does your prediction say? I say 1-6 gets them there. I say they're going to get there. But boy, they are absolutely pathetic. All right, if you could, hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And if you want, leave a comment.